Hey, happy campers, Todd here, Great American. Today we're going over our Jayco Pinnacle 38FBRK. This is a luxury home on wheels with a rear kitchen, mid-living, and a half bath, along with a master bedroom and master bath up front and a massive cedar-lined walk-in closet. As we look at our Jayco Pinnacle from the front, we have lighting right here in the front for our Kingpin as well as on our front cap. MorRyde Kingpin here in the front. Our switches for our lighting easily accessible right here. Our standard breakaway 7-way cable here in the front for all our lights. As we move into our front storage compartment right here, we have our hydraulic leveling system on here. You have a 6-point hydraulic leveling and everything is going to work off of this pump right here. Easy access to be able to check our fluid in here. So I like that. We also have some more storage next to it. And then we're also prepped for an LP generator if we want to upgrade to that option. You're going to have 3 40-pound LP tanks on this system, so that's 120 pounds of propane, massive amount. So if you want to go off grid, run that generator, you got plenty of fuel to do it. And we're talking about power. If you want to go off grid and run off a battery, we also have that option here. Huge area for our power bank in here to add multiple batteries. If we want to upgrade to lithium and hit that off-grid option, we can certainly do that. We'll take a little bit of upgrade and a few more options, but it's certainly set up to do that. And of course, we have our safety breakers over here off to the side for that 12-volt system. Moving down the driver's side of our unit, of course, we do have the tri-camera system with our blinkers. We want to set those up. We have cameras on the left and the right to cover those blind spots. Safety is there. Speaking of safety, we have Dexter axles with the Dexter Tow Assist system right here, and that is a little light that's alerting you about your system. It has anti-lock braking, sway mitigation, and you have an odometer. So how many miles do you have on your trailer? Thanks to that Dexter Tow Assist, it can actually tell you. That helps you keep up with maintenance on your axles when it's time for bearing packs, brake maintenance, stuff like that. It will help you better be able to keep track and know when those items are time to get taken care of. We're also going to see our beautiful raised lettering right there on the top with that, once again, full body paint job. Our first slide out right here, Schwintek slide. We have our LP compartment right here for our LP system. We're also going to see our battery disconnect up at the top right there to be able to disconnect that 12-volt system. And then of course 2 of our propane tanks. Our third one is going to be on the other side. Our propane regulator is right here. Does have the automatic swap over for our propane regulator. So when one goes down, it will automatically start to pick up on the full tank. Moving over to our storage, our pass-through bay right here. Hydraulic assist for that door right there, so we don't have to do any heavy lifting on that nice durable door. Have our docking station right here. That's also going to be where our auto level is. We can push 2 buttons, hit that auto level, walk away and let our unit set up. Of course, we want to make sure that our steps are in, our slides are still in whenever we start that auto level process. Raise our gear in the front, disconnect our truck, then go ahead and rock and roll with that. Let that unit get level before we start walking around on the inside. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit off. We also have our water pump. Our multi-function panel right here gives us the option to be able to do dry camping, power fill tank, city water, winterize, siphon, everything from right here. Some units don't have that luxury. You have to go to different compartments for your winterization, to do different things. All that stuff is right here, as well as your gate valves for your black tanks and your gray tanks. And access through the bottom right here to be able to feed your cables up and your hoses, and then we can shut our door and protect all that from the outdoor components. Let's take a better look at our pass-through bay right here. As we come into our pass-through bay, we're going to see our aluminum structure. We're going to see heated bay right here. So our ductwork comes through. We have the option to shut that heat off or on in our pass-through bay. We're also going to have our Neuvo H2O system, which uses citrus instead of salt, preventing adding chemicals and stuff to our water. They're using citrus to go ahead and give us good, clean water. We have shut-off valves on it whenever it comes time to change that filter out. Have our tool to unscrew these, change those filters out. So Jayco's not only added this system, they thought, let's make it easy. Let's put a shut-off valve right here so our unit isn't pressurized, making it easy to maintain. Speaking of maintenance, we can easily pull these panels off, 4 screws, and we can see behind our control panel right here, we have all our hoses going in. We need to check those hoses on a regular basis for any leaks, especially after hot and cold weather. Plastic expands, contracts, traveling down the road, things work their way loose. We have access to all that stuff to be able to check it for any small leaks and jump on that right away. We're also going to have our 12-volt water pump right here that pulls from our fresh tank to supply water to the inside of our unit. A lot of people probably didn't know that that has a little strainer on it. You want to go ahead and check that on a regular basis, clean the algae, dirt, debris, whatever might be in that water line off of there so it's not reducing the power that pump gives you on water pressure. Also accessible through that pass-through bay is our Schwintek controller right here at the top of that floor. Some of you may know the Schwintek systems and the possibility that we may have to get to that controller. Jayco has made it easily accessible by just pulling that panel off. As we move down the side, we have our suburban furnace right here, which is once again easily accessible for maintenance. We can pull our screws off right here and get to the essential components on there if anything needs to be maintained. Saves you a lot of labor in the end, a lot of time. We also have black tank flush right here. As we move down, we do have one of our ports for this one's going to be for our black tank system. We're going to have another one in the rear for our galley kitchen areas, so you will have to have the split hose that comes into one to go to your sewer port. Once again, the 6-point leveling, so that means we have an extra leveler right there in the front for our unit to add more stabilization. Our kitchen slide right here, or actually our sofa slide, as we look up, we have frameless windows down the side and our rear leveling right there. Let's talk about our suspension real quick. We have the MorRyde rubberized suspension to give you a better ride going down the road. 17-inch rims. They give you good Cooper Highway H-rated tires on here to be able to handle this massive load. As we work to the rear, we have our 12-volt powered reel right here for our 50-amp service. We can go ahead and close that off. Keeps that cable safe, and we don't all have to lug it up to that front compartment as well. And then we have our galley drain right here from our kitchen to be able to drain out. Like I was saying, you'll need that secondary hose to be able to dump both of those tanks. And then of course we do have a light up here at the top, which is nice whenever we're working out in this area at night. On our beautiful rear cap right here, solid one-piece cap, adds a nice feature to the rear of our unit. If you're traveling down the road behind this thing, you almost think it's a Class A, not just from its size, but its great look here on the back. Plenty of lighting here on for our brakes. We got lighting up top as well. Have the option for our backup camera to coexist with those side cameras to give us that blind spot option. And of course, when we're backing up, we do have the tow package here on the back that gives us 3,000 pounds of towing with a 4-way flat plug right there. Throw a four-wheeler, golf cart, whatever you have behind you. We're also gonna have our ladder right here that gain access to the roof. Let's go take a look at it. All right, up top, we start at our front cap, nicely sealed, rubber roof. We have our crank up vents for our big XL vent fans, our skylight in our bathroom, our Air 360 5G Winegard antenna. That's going to be for air antenna right there, as well as our upgrading for our Winegard 5G LTE option if we want. Plumbing vents, 3 15K Whisper Quiet ACs that are also going to have the heat pump option in there as well. And then we have our Overland 2 solar package. We can see that mounted up here. And we're also going to see all our wires pulled up here. This can be expanded, of course, if we want to do that. One thing that I love is ample amount of sealant up here on this Jayco, covering all of these areas. Make sure you're getting up and checking your roof every 60 to 90 days. Make sure we're maintaining all this sealant so we don't have any open cracks or anything like that. If we look at our slide out right there, we're also going to see nice Eternabond tape across the top right there protecting our screws. And we'll see our wiper seals. We need to check if we don't have slide toppers on here, check up here for debris after we get done camping. Make sure we clean all that debris off so we're not damaging those wiper seals on any type of unit that we have. As we round the corner to our entry side, we have cable and antenna output right here, as well as a 110 outlet. If you wanted to add another TV over to this area, you could. You have your J port for grilling over here on the side, as well as our LP port right here to be able to tap into that 120 pounds of propane we have in the front. We also have our slinky tube right here for our black tank hose that we can store right there, keep it out of our compartments. This compartment right here, just access to the back of our refrigerator to disconnect for our water line, 110, maintenance, whatever we need. I really like that Jayco adds that in there. Makes it a lot easier than having to pull that fridge out for maintenance. As we work our way down, we'll see under it, we have our low point drains. Low point drains are used for winterization when we want to drain our unit of all the water and prep it with RV antifreeze to get ready for the winter time. So all those things are easily accessible, as well as our spare tire crank to be able to drop that tire down, accessible on this side. As I talked about with our low point drains, we can see them right there, the red and blue hoses that stick out. We can see drain ports right there. We're also going to have our gate valve for our fresh tank, quick dump right there. That's what that big white valve is. And rather than having to crawl under our unit, Jayco gives us a nice valve there on the side. We want to dump that fresh tank. We don't want to keep that water in there. It becomes stagnant over time. So make sure you're dumping that after your trip. It also adds extra weight. If you don't need the weight, don't carry it with you. As we move down, outdoor entertainment, we have our large TV right here with, once again, cable and antenna options out here. And we move on down out from under our first awning right here. That's right, 2 massive awnings to cover the entire side of this unit. Multicolor LED lighting underneath. Another great thing about our big awnings that we have is the easy way to pitch them, grabbing that arm right there, pulling it down, and then we've now pitched our awning. We can do that on the front or the rear so that water can drain off. Of course, these aren't made for the rain, but we'll get light dew AC runoff. Easy to pitch them off to the side on both awnings and have that runoff go to the front or the rear. So our slide outs for the rear are going to be rack and pinion slides. That means there's a 12-volt motor in that underbelly that runs these in and out. In the event that the motor goes out, there is an override option on there. Hole through our frame down there, we can see our motor. Downside is it is pretty far in there, so you would need a large extension, not as easily accessible as some rack and pinion overrides that I have seen. We'll see over here we have JBL speakers tapped into our J-wrap, not our wall. So it's one less hole that we have in our wall, which I absolutely love. If that sealant goes bad, water starts leaking in here, it's just going behind our J-wrap. So that's a great thought process from Jayco right there. We do have our extendable grab handle right here, that safety rail. Pop that in and adds more safety whenever we're going into our unit. We do have also our MorRyde StepAbove steps right here, which I like this great grab handle, right? Otherwise you have to walk halfway up the steps, then step back down to open that door and grab that handle from right here and then enter our unit. Now, key thing about all of our steps is we want to put these down after we've auto leveled our unit. Make sure our door is fully open so we don't tear up our screen right there. And we're also going to have an assist with this. We have shock arms right there, so it's really easy to bring in and out. What's also easy is leveling our steps, which is nice and essential whenever we leveled our unit. Push this tab right here, extend and retract the legs on here, so our steps are level whenever we're going in and out. We also want to make sure that our entry door frame right here isn't hitting with our frame on our steps. So anytime you auto level your unit, go level your steps as well so we don't cause any damage. Do have a latch right here to hold that door open if we want to just do the screen. Let's jump on over here. Added feature for 2026 is our tankless water heater by Suburban right here. 2025s had the tanked water heaters. Jayco is ready to make the jump. Nice added feature. And then of course we have a spray port right here for that blue coiled hose we can add, spray our feet off before we go to the entry, go inside our unit. Nice and convenient under here right by the entry. We go back over to our pass-through bay right here from the other side. We have a 110 outlet, cable, and antenna access right there. If we want to add yet another TV, we can do that. We're also going to have that Intervac or road-vac vacuum system. This is where we would access to be able to change our bag out on here and then clean our filters. Really easy to do. We'll show you that feature on the inside on what all it does. You also have the option to hook it up out here as well if you want to vacuum out that pass-through bay with all your stuff. We have JBL audio once again connected to our speakers here. Bluetooth option to be able to hook up your phone to it. Let's pull this access cover off right here, see what's behind it. So once again, just 4 screws to pull that off, and we have our Jayco command system. So our BMPro touchscreen panel that we see on the inside whenever we go in there, all comes to here, very easily accessible from Jayco. If we have any issues when it comes to maintenance, diagnostics, anything like that, if we call Jayco or BMPro, all this stuff is right here, nicely labeled as to what it goes to. So that makes things a lot nicer if we ever have any issues. You're also going to have your Go Power 30 amp solar controller right here, and you're going to be able to see your wiring and stuff, which isn't as appealing, but you can see where everything runs. You have your furnace, drains, all kind of stuff that run through here. Of course, that's why they give you this nice pretty cover to put over it. Last compartment in the front is our third 40-pound propane tank right there. We're also going to see up here, we're going to see a little plug, kind of looks like a OBD connector for our vehicles and stuff. What that is for your Dexter Tow Assist. We can go ahead and hook up to there. There's Bluetooth enabled on there, so you can read all that stuff from your phone. That's where that connector is located on this one. And so that kind of wraps up everything on the outside of our Jayco Pinnacle. Before we go on the inside, I just want to know from you, are we doing a good job? We're going ahead and showing you all the ins and outs that nobody else does. If you like it so far, give us a thumbs up. Let us know how we're doing. As we step on the inside, we'll notice on our door, we do have our built-in shade come standard with our unit to be able to shut down and have some privacy. But we'll also notice right when we walk in, we have controls for our fan right there in the living area that by remote, and then we have our touchscreen panel by BMPro. Let's take a closer look at some of the operations on it. So starting on our home screen, we're gonna have our climate control where we can adjust our AC system, our lights. We have quick start guides, we have all our tanks and everything we can go through, and all this is very redundant. We can get to all these different things through our menu off to the side. We can adjust our leveling from inside right here. We can do our slide outs, our awnings. Everything is very easy to get to. We go to our main climate control right here, our main AC, second AC, third AC. We can change all of our modes for that and adjust our temperature. We have all of our bedroom lights accessible, and everything is dimmable from right there as well. Here we have our tire pressure sensors. We talked about that outside. We can see what our tire pressures are from the inside, and we can scroll down. We also have, if we want to add sensors for our propane, temperatures, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of addable features with BMPro as well. We have our battery level right here, solar controller, our temperature, solar history. We have our inverter. All that stuff right there, we drop into settings, then we can go ahead and set up our Bluetooth connection to where we can operate some of these features from our phone. If we have Wi-Fi wherever we are, we can set that up. In your unit, you're gonna have Wi-Fi capability. If you have that Winegard upgrade or Starlink or anything like that, you can go ahead and hook your unit to Wi-Fi and be able to control a lot of these features from your phone, even though you're not with the unit. From here also, you'll have updates on your firmware for this. Different items on here under those settings that would be a deeper dive if you want to customize your unit. But your essential features are all going to be right here on your home screen. All right, next to that, of course, we have more storage right here, little coat closet, and down below it, very easy access to our breaker panel right here. Drop it down, we have our 12-volt fuse panel and our breakers. So with our slide outs closed and everything, this is very accessible if we have any diagnostic issues or anything like that. Very easy to get to. Some units aren't as easy to get to when the slides are closed. Jayco made this one pretty simple. We'll also see throughout our unit in essential places our motion sensor lighting down here that's going to kick on as we're coming up to the steps. Makes it nice and easy at night whenever we're looking at safety features. We'll start with our mid-bath area right here as we work our way through the unit. We go in, you're going to notice a small vent fan in here compared to our other vent fans throughout the unit. All the rest of them are going to be that large XL size. Pretty good use of space in our bathroom right here. You got plenty of room to work around on the toilet, plenty of storage right here on the sides for linen, so on and so forth. Nice cabinetry under here. You're going to notice everything is soft closed on these doors, so no slamming or anything like that. You're going to have your GFCI outlet right here. On your toilet, you're going to have a foot flush, porcelain toilet right here, and also on the back side of it, of course, you have your valve. So if there's any maintenance or anything to be done on this toilet, you can shut that water supply off, which makes it a lot easier for any other maintenance for it. Before we leave our hallway, we'll notice our two sensors right here for our thermostat. A lot of people don't know what those are. That picks up your temperature for your ACs, for that rear AC in your living room AC. And then down here, you're gonna have your Intervac system, which is that big long hose and attachments for your vacuum to be able to hook up right here, and you can go ahead and clean your unit. Now, if you still like the broom style, you like to sweep everything up, they have the answer to your question right here at the bottom as well. Kick this up and you can sweep all that debris in there. No need for a dustpan. Large 65-inch flat screen TV right here. Large L-shaped couch right here. You have viewing from your table or from your couch area. This can pull out and we can adjust that viewing wherever we are throughout the unit. Really easy viewing from our kitchen as well. Of course, they give you your travel strap to be able to hold that thing down while you're in travel. JBL soundbar, remotes included with everything, including your fireplace down here at the bottom. It also gives you great ambiance. We can change the colors and everything on there as well. Good for heating up this area. You're gonna have, like I said, your L-shaped couch right here with table toppers, so you can go ahead and watch the game, chill out. We can go ahead and remove these for just a cup holder if we want, store these away. Our shades that we'll notice through here, nice day-night shades. What? Day-night shades? That's right. 2 shades in here, so we have our night shades, we have our day shades. We can fully retract them. Great panoramic view from this side or this side with these large square windows. Not only do our couches recline right here and right here, we also have a sofa bed that will fold out right here off to the side for added sleeping. And then of course, they've also upgraded to this performance fabric on our sofas, which is going to be more durable and longer lasting in the end. As we move into our other slide out, we have our dining area, table for 2 or more. Easily done, easily retracted as well. One hand, slide it in, little bar underneath to lock it into place. We're also going to have controls for our lighting here on the side as well. Over here, you're going to have a desk area. We do have some more chairs in our front closet that we can go ahead and add right here, or for our table seating. So we have a good workspace right here, great view outside. This is also where this L-shaped sofa, these two disconnect and slide under here for storage whenever you close your slide outs. Stay tuned to the end. We'll show you how all that goes together. As we move into the kitchen area, large pantry space right here with motion lighting right there on the side to light up. You can see what snacks you want. Also have our residential style fridge right here. An option on here is to get 12 volt. If you want to go with that, you can. Another roll out pantry right here. Great stacking and shelving options for storage in there. Jayco also really thinks about travel, so we do have these latches right here for this, for our microwave. Talked about it on our TV. They want to make sure all this stuff stays closed, otherwise you're going to run into issues. If that opens up, it's tear up your slide out fascia on here. In our kitchen area, convection residential style microwave right here, large stovetop right here, residential style oven. One thing I love about this stovetop is how easy these grills come off, so we can go ahead and clean up underneath, and how easily everything can go back together as well. Max air vent controls up here. Like I said earlier, we have the large XL fans everywhere else in our unit. We're also going to have, like I said, large amounts of storage throughout our unit in this kitchen. Pantry area to cabinets for pots and pans. Really unique storage right here that I'll point out off of our countertop. We have a cutting board right here. Cutting board, go ahead and cut up your vegetables, slide them through that little slot, and what do you have beneath it? Your garbage can. Okay, another nice thing that they added for 2026 is making this removable, so we can go ahead and clean it. Speaking of cleaning, let's look at this very fancy multi-function sink right here. We have our rinse table. We can take our dry board, put it on there. Very, very awesome setup right here. Cup washer on the side. Let's talk about our storage real quick. We talked about having a lot of it. Jayco gives you a lot of adjustable storage options. We can move those clips up and down to go ahead and make room for whatever we're putting in there. Once again, soft close doors. We're also going to have this cutlery drop down right here, which is really cool hidden feature there. Have outlets and everything wherever we need it pop up, or we can drop it back down. That way we have more counter space. And then down below our sink, we're also going to have a dishwasher in here as well. One thing I want to point out with all our cabinets and drawers and stuff, hardwood drawers, dovetail cabinetry right here, that's going to be long lasting in the end. It's not just pressed together with a few nails or anything. Talking about nice durable drawers right there, and once again soft closing on those. Speaking of wood, let's take a look at our fascia around our slide outs right here. We can see everything is nice, smooth. This is also hand painted. We're not going to see a bunch of nails and every fasteners and stuff. Everything is very smoothly done. We're not going to see all that mechanical components that hold all that stuff together. It gives it a much nicer look. As we talk about style, we have our modern fan up there. And look at the ceiling. One thing Jayco does differently than a lot of others is this barreled ceiling right here. Able to add a little bit of architecture right there. Also add strength to our Magna Truss roof, which can hold a lot of weight. And then we also have our AC systems, our rear AC, which we can't see. These are ducted ACs that are mounted on the roof. We have our return vents right there on the side, and then a racetrack vent that outputs the air with all the little circular vents right there. Now your third AC right here would be in the middle. That would be an option. So another great thing we're going to notice about our floor in here is all of our heated ducts are going to be in walls. You may see small circle vents throughout your unit. The duct work for the heater actually runs through here. It's going to help heat those floors a little bit, but we're not going to have those vents that are in the bottom that are just dust traps waiting to catch every bit of dirt and everything that you pull in here. They've stationed everything on walls, steps, stuff like that, so we can go ahead and keep our unit a whole lot cleaner, less trip hazards on the floor as well, stronger floor too. Step into the bedroom, we have our nice barn style doors, of course with our restraints for travel. We also have good solid heavy duty magnets up here to keep it closed whenever we need our privacy. We're going to have our, of course, buttons right there to be able to control our lights in our bedroom. Unique storage once again over here in our bedroom area for our remote, stuff like that. Have nice storage for all of our clothes, small storage for our TV, stuff like that. Another cool thing we'll notice here in the side is our little security camera deal. We saw the camera right there above our entry door if we wanted to add that on there. It's already pre-wired. For our sleeping options, we have the King 72 by 80 bed right here. Also available option is the 60 by 80 to give you a little bit more space on the side. We're going to see a little cubby hole up here at the top, USB charging on each side. You also have USB-C charging as well if you want that. Nice windows. I like the one above the headboard, give you a little bit of extra light right there through the top. Night light for reading over there. And of course under our bed we have storage options under there as well. You have a choice to put your chairs in there if you want. Also on the sofa in the front, they have the straps. You can go ahead and put your chairs, your TV trays. There's multiple places we can put those extra chairs during travel. Also in our bedroom, we're going to notice an upgradable feature for our Winegard Wi-Fi system. If you want to add that in here, have Wi-Fi wherever we go, adding a SIM card in there, or it can work as an amplifier for Wi-Fi that's there at the campground. Also, as we're talking about the ceiling area, really get the effect of that barrel ceiling here in the bedroom area that gives you more headspace. I'm only 5'7", so not a huge comparison there, but nice space right there. As we move into the front of our unit over our hitch pin, we have our barn style door leading into our main bathroom area. A lot of room and space for our vanity up here. We have our Suburban tankless water heater, which we talked about is a new option for the 2026s. And let's go over functionality of our water heaters. You set it and forget it. Turn just your hot water on. Don't mix the cold in it. It will mess up the flow and you'll get fluctuating temperatures in there. So just think, how do we use our stuff? Great American RV is telling you how. All right, we also have our fan option in here to be able to exhaust. Once again, another big XL vent fan right here. And as we move into our shower, we'll notice the spa option where we have our big faucets right there, a detachable shower head. Once again, another porcelain toilet with a foot pedal there at the bottom. We also have our bench seat in there as well. And man, this really huge closet right here with the cedar lining walls. Gives you plenty of space, and we're also going to have our washer dryer stackable option in here as well. They packed a lot of stuff in the front of this unit. One last thing to look at, slide outs are closed. We'd see our front bedroom pretty well shuts down from getting to anything in here. We do have our little coat storage right here that we can access. And then we also have our breaker panel, like I said earlier, 12 volts, 110, all accessible, which is great because if we're having issues with our slide outs or anything, we can easily access all that. Our mid bath, very accessible. If we want to go from our entry to it during a pit stop, we can do that. As far as accessing anything else, we're pretty limited. It is tight in there. But like we said, those couches go off to the side under that desk area. Everything closes up nice and neat in our main living. That closes out everything on our Jayco Pinnacle 38FBRK. Check in stock right now with Great American RV at our website, greatamericanrv.com. Everybody's going to post price, price, price. We don't post the price because it is constantly changing. We're giving better deals every day. We're also willing to take offers, so go check it out on our website. See what we have in stock. We do once again have multiple paint options for this. You do get a 2-year limited warranty with this that will cover everything on the interior and exterior of your unit as far as functionality. And then you're going to have your 3-year structural on here as well. Need to know more about Jayco? Check them out, Jayco RVs or jayco.com. You can get more information there. We'll also have more videos that do a deeper dive into some of these components you can find in our Haps Helpful Hacks section of our YouTube channel. All in all, Great American RV is here for you. Give us a like if you appreciate the content. You want to see a particular floor plan on something? Leave it down in the comments and we'll be happy to do it. Thanks for watching here at Great American RV, where we're making memories one weekend at a time.